What's going on, guys, in the Works Media, and I'm bringing you a pretty epic domination comeback game. This was a tough game for me at first. You're going to see me struggle quite a bit in this game, and I'm going to get things going in the right direction towards the end. So bear with me as you watch me struggle with the M16, and I'm going to kind of break down this game because a lot of people like to see some tips, and every once in a while, I feel like giving tips. So we're going to break this down into more of a advanced gameplay type talk as opposed to some real life stuff. So first of all, you notice I came right up to this window. Usually when I'm using the M16, I like to come up to that window and pick people off going to B. The reason why I got killed there is because that guy got right behind me and he blocked me from strafing. Usually I can kind of shade over and avoid those bullets coming from the window because it's a really hard angle for them to hit you if you shade over to the left or kind of to the back. And you'll notice I switched weapons right away because I know these guys are going to be kind of annoying. So I've already switched to my more serious class. And as sad as it may be that in order to do well in this game you have to switch to the FAMAS, I mean that's just part of the game. I mean I've just accepted that by now. It's kind of annoying that you can't. You know, all the other weapons are outclassed, but what can you do? I mean, this is what we had to do to win the game. But you notice how I'm diving on B here. A lot of times I like to throw flashbangs there. I'll kind of time them so that they hit them right at the same time because it's not really a really long cap when you have two people on it. So I am using TacMass Pro, though, so that comes in pretty useful when you're sitting on a point like this. You notice I'm just laying here and waiting for people to come. A lot of people don't expect you to be on the flag if it's already capped, and I use that to my advantage a lot, and you see it earns me a napalm. And napalm is going to be really good in this game. It's going to be the key element to keeping this game close. You notice I got killed there as I ran back towards the fountain behind where our spawn was, and there was somebody back there. Unfortunately, I guess we had some randoms on our team that decided it was a good idea to rush into the spawn, and that's going to cause us quite a few problems in this game. I would suggest if you're ever wanting to keep you from pulling out your hair, you should definitely play with a team. It's a lot more fun. I don't play alone at all anymore just because I can't stand it. You notice there as I ran into the building, you saw that blinking red light. That guy is actually tack inserting in there, and I should have noticed that. You would have seen it in the kill cam, but theater mode doesn't have any kill cams. But yeah, there was a guy tacking in there, and I should have seen that. I saw it on the playback, and I remember kind of thinking I might have seen a tack and just kept on running. And that was probably a bad move on my part. And right there, some really sloppy shooting. But you notice I keep spawning in the same spot. And one of the biggest problems with Berlin Wall is like how far you have to run to get to B. But I just keep persevering. And in games like this where you're just dying over and over and over, the worst thing you can do is sit back and just give them more points. So I just keep pushing forward and I keep doing the same exact thing. And even though I died there, I end up helping my teammate right there because he's able to cap that point eventually, I'm pretty sure. No, he did get killed on it, but at least, we kind of kept him off it. And it comes in pretty important when you're fighting for points like this. Domination is a game where if you let them hold you for too long, it's almost impossible to come back in because you have to cap 3 points. Once they get like a 2/3 lead on you, you really start to get in dangerous territory of not being able to win the game. Berlin Wall is a very, very, very tricky map to play the 3 cap on. It's just really hard. Unfortunately for us, we are going to get a couple of 3 caps in this game. And you notice every time I've capped this, I've always went to the same spot, and you might be wondering why that is. This is my preferred cap spot on the left side, not the right side, because their spawn will be in the back left corner. So if you lay against the right side, you're going to get shot at a different, it's an easier angle for them to shoot you. So it's more advantageous to cap it from the left side like I did. If you're coming from the opposite side, obviously you want to switch it up a little bit, but it's not as important as the A-B combo like we have right now. You definitely want to stay on the left side of the wall right there. So you see, I'm just picking people off. I'm trying to just get kill streaks and trying to figure out where they're coming from. I'm not playing with a full party. I have some friends in here. I think there's a couple of randoms on our team and some I'm playing with a few subscribers. So it wasn't my normal beast lobby or anything like that. I mean, that's not the downgrade any of these people that are in my game. They're all really good players. But when you're playing with randoms, it makes it a lot more difficult to coordinate capping, and that's really important when you're forced to triple cap. See right there? I'm taking deaths right there, mainly because I'm just trying to cause chaos on B. Because if I can get that guy to fire a shot, then maybe the guy coming behind me can figure out where he's at and pick him off and work his way off there. And by the time I get back there, he should be good to go. Right here, I'm going to have, I think I do, yeah, I popped that with a nade, but they're still able to cap it. I don't know how that guy's able to survive that nade, but unfortunately he does. if you notice when I first started this map, I was using the M16. M16 isn't a horrible choice on this map, even if you're trying to play a little bit serious, just mainly because, see, I finally get RCXD'd and grenaded to death. But M16 is not a horrible choice if you're playing serious. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, and you see that I run inside this building to avoid this rolling thunder. Rolling thunder cannot kill you inside of buildings. I will tell you that right now. They've nerfed it or something, but if you're inside like a two-story building, it will not kill you. I'm not sure like some of these like little bitty shacks, but if you have flak jacket on, you are not going to be killed by rolling thunder. They've made that kill streak almost worthless. It's kind of a shame because the bombing kill streaks have always been underpowered in these games, and it takes too much to get them. I mean, you really have to choose between a rolling thunder or like a blackbird, and if you choose rolling thunder over blackbird, I mean, it's kind of a selfish thing. I mean, I like rolling thunder just fine, but for the most part, I stick to blackbird. And right here, I'm going to throw a nade, and it's actually going to come back to haunt me because I am using flashbangs, and they take a lot longer to throw. But I think flashbangs are a little bit more useful, especially when you're trying to get gobs and gobs of people. Because like sitting behind B back there, you'll have tons and tons of people just kind of sitting there waiting for people to run through. And I use that to my advantage with these flashbangs. The TacMass Pro kind of just shows me where everybody's sitting, gives me an idea of where to expect people to come from. And once again, I get my 4th cap using the same strategy I told you guys about. So it's pretty useful. Your biggest concern will be someone shooting you through that wall. The wall is really easily penetrated, especially if they're using a hardened weapon, and especially if they're using an LMG, so watch out for that. So at this point, we're doing a little bit better. Right now, we're only holding B, and my teammates were calling out they're about to go cap C. And you notice I set a claymore there because that's the most common flank route. And right here where I'm sitting is a really good spot to just kind of guard B. It's because you can clip, and the only part of them that they can see is your like gun pointing out. And right there, I want to point out that I didn't stop firing even though he left the screen, because a lot of a lot of lesser players will just kind of strafe back out after they go into cover because they think that you're going to go the opposite way. So I always have a school of thought, which sometimes will come back to bite me in the butt. But for the most part, if I see someone and I know they back behind a wall like that guy did when I killed him back there by the doorway. I continue to fire. The reason why I continue to fire is they often just strafe right back in the direction they came from going into the bullets. So it's actually a pretty useful strategy when using the FAMAS. I do it quite often. Sometimes it'll come back to haunt me though, like I said, and then I'll just use up all my ammo, and then I'll reload and they'll pop out and pop me in the head. But you'll notice I got another napalm strike there. Napalm strikes are king on Berlin Wall. It's basically what saves this game for us. The fact that we can put so much napalm on B and recap it. I do have Flak Jacket Pro, and that is extremely useful when trying to recap points that have napalm on it, because nothing's worse than saying, well, I got napalm for B and no one jumps on it, and you're like, well, I can't jump on it because, obviously I'll burn myself up. So that's the good thing about Flak Jacket Pro. I love that perk. I mean, since I use napalm a lot, it keeps me from getting killed by myself, and it's super useful. I would say it's probably the most useful kill streak in this game. You get the most bang for your buck, especially if you're using hardline. I mean, it's a 4 kill streak. That's pretty ridiculous. But I am running Napalm, Blackbird, and Chopper in this game, and those kill streaks are actually going to be what win the game for us. And I noticed I've set up right here behind this wall. This is a really good spot to just like I said, pick people off. And we're still trailing at this point. I think it's 160 to 134, and we're debating how we want to try, if we want to triple cap right now or try to triple cap later in the game. I think we could actually have won by maybe 10 if we would have stayed with the score we currently have, but for the most part, I think that we came to the conclusion that we would just try to hold what we have and see how close we got, and then if we needed to triple cap, we'd do it later. But then we actually go ahead and triple cap, contrary to what I say. I think one of the randoms actually ended up capping it. So we do triple cap, and that's going to come in very, very useful, because you see they cap B there. I'm going to outsmart this guy. I'm going to go around the corner just firing, and with the FAMAS, do not worry about your accuracy in this game. Anybody who says accuracy is a show of skill is an idiot. It does not matter. I promise you that. Pre-fire, waste your ammo. That's what it's there for. It's a video game ammo. It's not like you got to pay for it. So you'll notice I pre-fired around that corner and it got me the kill. And once again, I move right back to my spot on the map. I go right up against the wall where no one can see me, and I'm able to get a cap. So we're working this team over pretty well right now. It's still a really close game, though. They have a substantial lead on us. They have 179, and right now we know that we have to triple cap. I'm talking to my teammates, and they're saying that they're almost over to A, and that's going to be really important because A is hard to get. Because look at how far you have to run from our spawn back in C all the way down to A. It's a long way. So unless you have Marathon Pro with like an SMG, it's going to take you a while to get there. So we're debating right now how we want to go about this, but luckily I'm able to work my way up to an 8 kill streak, and that gets us a Blackbird, which is going to come in super useful. But I'm going to make a really bad mistake here, and I'm going to point this out. I think I killed this guy and put him in second chance. Little do I know that he's actually capping the point right now, and I'm backing off because I don't want to lose like a chopper. And in the meantime, they're able to cap that point. In retrospect, I probably should have just tried to kill him and just not worried about trying to get to the 9th kill streak, but luckily I'm able to get this, and it's able to you kind of distract them for a little bit. I don't get any kills out of it really. I mean, I kill a few people in the courtyard, so that's enough to fend them back and give our guys a chance to get over there to A to triple cap. And at the same respect, they have to waste their time to shoot it down instead of defending A. So luckily my boy Wilcox has worked his way over there, and they've gotten a counter up which basically renders the Blackbird useless. And in the clutch form, our boy Wilcox caps A, and we triple cap. And that will be enough to take us to the end and win by a thread. So this is a pretty epic comeback. I enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun playing it. I thought I'd bring it to you guys with some breakdown in it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to rate, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.